there are, let's say, today, if you went out to the airport. But, look, there just aren't very many people out there today, and there haven't been very many people out there for a number of months now. So, I took a look at airline schedules, which is basically the best proxy you can use. You don't really know how many people are traveling until you look back on it later. But, for perspective, yeah, airlines are scheduling more seats than Wednesday right before Thanksgiving than they are today. But they were scheduling far fewer seats that day than they were scheduling on a Wednesday in October, the middle of October last year, 2019, that according to Syrian schedule.
Well, we're having this conversation now in mid-October because this is the time that prices start to go up for travel during the holidays. Is there a time during this window that travelers should actually be booking their holiday flights this year?
This would often be it. Generally between about a month or 2 months before you travel is when you get the best deals. And yes, that's typically true even for holidays. People kind of get nervous. They think, well, holidays, I better book way out. But consumer psychology, airlines know people think that, and sometimes they do play the game. And so this would be it. Now look, this year obviously things are very different. I can tell you that people have been saying they're surprised that fares aren't lower. And in the end, that's really supply and demand economics. As you mentioned, more people are planning to take their first trips then than are doing so now. And airlines have reduced enough that they think they can get fares something like what they used to get in the old days, even though airports will be nowhere nearly as crowded as they probably would.
Right, I mean, airlines almost never lower prices closer to flight dates. Anyone who flies knows that. But we also know some airlines are leaving many seats between passengers empty for social distancing. With a little time I have with you, remind us which airlines are enforcing social distancing.
Right, so among the major airlines, let's say the 4 biggest airlines, Delta has committed to keep the middle seat empty, generally speaking, unless you have a family of 3 traveling together, until after the new year. Southwest has made that commitment for now until after Thanksgiving. United America not doing that, although they'll let people change their flights for free in some cases if you're on a packed flight. By the way, Airbus just yesterday claimed that social distancing on a plane occurs at 1 foot instead of 6 feet as the air flows down rather than across the room. Obviously, it's going to take a lot more convincing than that to get people back into the air in the same kinds of numbers as before. But a lot of it comes down to not just what happens on the airplane, but the destination. The quarantines, as you mentioned, get more
Exactly. Several states still require visitors to quarantine for 2 weeks if they travel from areas with high levels of coronavirus. Thank you so much, Seth. That's
They're driving fast thinking, oh, we're going to go and they're going to get stuck
Meanwhile,
over.
some people who love to travel have been coping with taking trips to